Hi, and welcome back to Benzinga TV. I'm Spencer White with the Benzinga News Desk, and I'm here with resident WWE expert and Benzinga editor Jason Chibnall. We're here to talk about the upcoming Wrestlemania event. Jason, what can fans and investors expect from Wrestlemania?
This is always the best time of year to be a wrestling fan. It's the biggest event the company puts on each year. They try and start reaching NBC, ABC, all these different news outlets to build up the anticipation for it. The headline event this year is Bill Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, two of the biggest stars the company had in the 90s and the early 2000s, which was the peak popularity that the company has ever seen. And so that's kind of how you can tell how they can cross over a little bit. And they might not use a guy who's in there every week, wrestling, all around the world, but they're using these two stars to build up, the viewers and different types of exposure that the company can gain from this kind of event.
Got it. And speaking of sort of that, mainstream crossover appeal, looking back 30 years ago to the third ever WrestleMania, a lot of commentators view that as the spot where the sport sort of went mainstream. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, so the company had been building up somewhat mainstream popularity over the mid-'80s with MTV crossover, and they brought in Cyndi Lauper and Mr. T to help bring in those outside viewers. And WrestleMania 3 was kind of just the culmination of all that over those years, and they brought in 80 to 90,000 people to the Pontiac Silverdome, and were able to just have tons of mainstream exposure the following few days afterwards, and just get everybody talking about it, and not just the hardcore wrestling fan and the wrestling fan base, which to a lot of people can be kind of a negative connotation to it.
So how has WWE as a business grown since then? Does WrestleMania itself have any impact on the share price?
Well, the company went public in October of 1999, and the event itself, while it's the biggest event of the year, doesn't have much of a long-term impact on the company. They love to tout the revenue it can generate, for the city and for the company itself. But really, the biggest thing is the network subscriber numbers that the company has. They launched an over-the-top network in 2014, and each year they held this special press conference the day or two after WrestleMania itself, and that's when traders and investors can find out how many subscribers the company has. This year, they're hoping to tout that 2 million subscriber number, which they've never hit before. And so we'll see what happens, but I'm guessing we'll see maybe a short-term impact, but long-term the stock will probably stay about the same that it has been over the last couple of years.
Got it. If anyone needs proof that wrestling has crossed over to the mainstream, President Donald Trump has in fact participated in several WrestleMania events, and I believe, Jason, you've seen some of those?
Yeah, I was here in WrestleMania 23 when the WWE came to Ford Field, and they did the hair versus hair match with Vince McMahon and Donald Trump with their surrogates wrestling for them, and Donald Trump actually shaved Vince McMahon's head on live TV, and it led to it was the biggest grossing event the company's ever had, and it stayed that way for about 6 years after the fact. And so again, say what you want about President Trump, but he brings eyeballs no matter where he goes.
Yep. The President of the United States versus the majority owner and chairman of WWE. For more info on WWE, Donald Trump, WrestleMania, check out Benzinga.com and subscribe to BZTV on YouTube.